Hello and welcome to prayer number 3. I'm your host, Rabbi David Katz. If you've been following along, as this is number 3, we've built up a little bit of momentum, thank God. And what the class has quickly taken shape of what it's going to be, and that is this concept. Let me show you the concept. You know what? I'm going to change course here. Now, I'm using a different sitter for class than I usually use, and I don't know if it's structured the same, but let's see if it is. Let's see where it is in this book. I mean, like I said, I'm using a commentary sitter here. It's not my usual sitter. It's different order. Bear with me. Bear with me. We will get there. In God we trust. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. How you doing? There we go. Well, this might be more work than I anticipated. So I might just have to get to the point from memory. Yeah, I don't know where it is in the center. This is a different layout. I'm using it only because it has a commentary. All right, so let me say it from memory, okay? There's a concept called Iyun Tefillah. Can everyone say that in your own personal space? As you're doing that, I'm going to again look for that source. Iyun Tefillah. Iyun Tefillah. What does Iyun mean? Ayin, Yud, Vav, Nun. Iyun. Everyone say that word. Iyun. Deep, investigative, in-depth. Iyun. The opposite of Iyun in learning Torah is Bekias, which has a connotation of very fast, covering ground, take no prisoners. I just found the source. There it is. There it is. There it is. All right, so listen to this. We say this every day. Ready? Elu dvarim she'ein lahem shir. These are the things that do not have measure. Yeah? Hapeya, which is the leftover crops in the field, which, by the way, gerim are included in that mitzvah. Vehabikurim, first fruits. Gerim are also included in that because there is a kusav in the pasuk, scripturally mentioning it particularly. The harayoin, Gemilas chasadim, Harayon, the commentator says, 3 times in a year, Yereya, Yikol Zachurcha, as Pnei Hashem Elehecha B'Makom Asher Yivchar. It's coming for the holidays. Gemilas chasadim, kind deeds, and Talmud Torah. Who knows what Talmud Torah is? Who knows what Talmud Torah is? This is one of the biggest ripoffs in the entire Jewish religion. Maybe the biggest one. And Loretta One R Yasher koyach to you because you got it right. It is not learning Torah like Art Scroll, okay? You don't read the Art Scroll and say, I just got done doing the mitzvah of Talmud Torah. No, you didn't. Now, God is kind and gracious, and you'll get credit for that. But Talmud does not mean simply reading. It means deeply learning, which requires sod. Very good, Loretta 1R. Very, very good. So Talmud Torah is you could insert the word iyun in there. Elu dvarim sha'adam oichel perosehem ba'olam hazeh. These are the things that a man enjoys in this world, and the principle remains for him in the world to come. And these are those things. Kivud aveim, honoring your parents. Gemilus chasadim, kind deeds. Hashkamis beis midrash, shachris va'arvis. Waking up for not the Beit Knesset. Does not say go to synagogue. It says go to the Beis HaMidrash, where Mastama you'll daven Shachris and Mariv, and you'll chap Mincha in the middle. Some would say that I'm being nitpicky and off skew. I would say I'm being diligent to the text and focusing on the Iker terms. Now, they would say, are you saying that you can't go to synagogue and learn Art Scroll? I would say, did I say that? I would say we have a standard to live by. And that is, if you're going to learn Torah, then actually learn Torah. If you're going to go daven, go to the Beis Midrash to learn and daven. Why? Because that's what it says to do. That's what the Iker terms say to do. And from that, that's what the Torah means. If you don't know what the Torah means, you can have, well, let's say can't, because people would complain about that. You would have a harder time understanding the Torah if you don't know what the Torah means. Can I get a 1 or a 2 on that? It doesn't say learn Torah. It says Talmud Torah. Completely different concepts. The Torah wants you to do Talmud Torah. It doesn't want you to use the Art Scroll crutch. Does that mean it is forbidden to use Art Scroll? No. It means the Torah has a high standard. You should wake up and go to the Beis HaMidrash. It's a standard. It wants you parked there for a significant amount of time, studying deeply. The Hachnasis Orchim, escorting your guests. Ubikar Choilim, visiting the sick. Hachnasis Kala, escorting the bride. Levayis Hameis, escorting the dead. Justin B., what does that sound like to you? A lot of this is the 2 angels, is it not? The accompanying 2 angels. You wake up, go to shul, daven, cater to your guests, cater to the sick, cater to those engaged in a mitzvah, cater to the dead. I imagine in your day, one of these things is going to pop up. Honor your parents, do kind deeds. This is the surest way to have those 2 angels with you. And here's the big one. Ready? Iyun Tefillah. What does that mean? Iyun Tefillah. What does that mean? We're going to go back to that. V'hava shalom shebein adam lechavero, bringing peace between man and his fellow, ubein ish leishto, and shalom bayis. V'talmid Torah keneged kulam. See that? Does that mean that learning Torah is greater than all these mitzvahs? That is a massive misperception. One of the biggest perversions in all of Judaism. Number one, what does the word keneged mean? It means that with all of keneged means against. That all these things, there's Torah with it. Either when you're on the job or when you're learning Torah, these are the things that pop up on the job. Does that mean that you don't have to do them? You can just learn? No. It also means that you should still be doing them, just look for the Torah when you're doing it. Either way, it doesn't mean learn. It means deeply learn. And it doesn't mean just learn and just forget about these other things. These things are intertwined with deep learning. You cannot have one without the other. So what does it mean, Iyun Tefillah? Lechavein betfilas. Lizboinen lachshoiv kol davar kaidim sheyotziyenu mipiv. I believe Loretta 1R was talking about this today. Type 1, Loretta 1R. You really cannot pray without preparation. Otherwise, are you doing Iyun Tefillah? No. No. Man was designed to do Iyun Tefillah. It is not a holier than thou practice to do Iyun Tefillah. Why was Isaac praying in the field? Because that's what a man does. And if you've ever met a man that wasn't doing that, that just means that man isn't doing it yet. Because it is the natural thing for a man to do. It's natural. But it's the most corrupted natural devices we have. If prayer is strong enough to bring redemption, which it is, you better believe that the Satan is doing its best to uproot prayer. There's a verse in Psalms that King David wrote about Pinchas. He stood there and prayed. With the whole episode with Pinchas in the desert, he was praying. That's what brought him his power. The problem is there's a lot of McDonald's in the world. Type 1, because that's true. Prayer is corrupted with McDonald's. Everyone is so eager to pray or manipulate or pervert prayer, it has enough McDonald's to feed the world for 1 billion years. Which is sad, because the real concept is Iyun Tefillah. Deep investigative prayer. Now we have the commentary that I have conveniently skipped. Let's do it, right? Iyun Tefillah. Lechavein betfilas. Prayer is called the service of the heart. Prayer then could be explained, speaking from the heart. Speaking from the heart. There's a lot of rabbis going around today saying how important it is to speak from the heart. Do you think that that's enough? Do you really think that's what God is looking for us? God, hi, it's me again, Dave. God, I really am upset that you didn't let me get the car I wanted. God, why, God? Why can't I get what I want all the time, God? God, it's me, Davo. I want to get what I want to get, and you never let me get it. I mean, I try my hardest. I'm crying here for you, God. Okay, yada, yada. What's wrong with this picture? It does not satisfy the soul. Now, I understand it's hard to get a dialogue with God. Okay, fine. But you want to know what it means, lechavein b'tfilas? Kavana, lechavein, kavana, is when you chop. How many of you have ever chopped something in real time? Literally in real time. Where you just understood either your surroundings or what someone was saying to you. You chopped. Real time. That's another description of mazel. So when you decide to stop paying lip service to God, which these rabbis say will tell you is the ikr, paying the lip service to God. God this, God that. But when you speak, not trying to impress yourself or your Facebook posts, and you speak, and you're able to hear your own words, and you start to realize the unity you have with God, and you hear godliness coming out of your words. Now, you chose those words, but you understand the kavana. You start to make sense to yourself. You start to understand exactly what you're saying and why. That is called Iyun Tefillah. Because if you pay deep attention to what comes out, and you allow yourself to open up to let it come out, you'll start to hear the mazel in your speech. All the more so if you adhere to the Shemona Esrei prayer, which that prayer is nothing more than refined, perfected ikr terms. The entire prayer book is nothing but refined ikr terms. Have you heard anything from me today that was not an ikr term? Honoring your parents, kind deeds, base medrash, shachris, mariv, walking guests, visiting the sick, escorting a bride, escorting the dead, Iyun Tefillah, shalom bayis. Are those not ikr terms? Here, I will do a challenge. You guys want me to do a challenge? I'm going to randomly pick a page right now. Just randomly picking. Ready? Okay, we randomly picked. Let's see if we can find ikr terms. You ready? I just happened to turn to Slichis Chamishi. Ready? For the fast days. Ready? So here, the second line. Gamul chesed la'aluva halezu. Well, that's kind of hard. It's Aramaic, but it doesn't matter. Gamul chesed. Gamul chesed. La'aluva halezu achasonya. The commentary. May chesed for the nefesh. That is aluva. It's weak in the body. V'chein goimel chesed. Cause kindness to the body. This body. That it is trapped in the nefesh. Halashin al yesod maimer hillel zakin latalmidav. That when they asked him, from where are you going? Are you hearing ikr terms coming through here? I am. Nefesh, guf, chesed. All ikr terms. No matter what prayer you're in, those are the things that are going to come out. The entire siddur. Now, Loretta 1R would say, if you have not prepared, you don't know how to pray. If you don't really know what chesed is, what the body is, what the nefesh is compared to the neshama, all these things that are just constantly in the prayer book, then you, my friend, are doing lip service to your Creator because you don't have any idea what you're saying. I know you want to know what you're saying. I know you wish you knew what you're saying, but you don't know what you're saying. And you have cognitive dissonance because you say, I'm pretty smart and I know what kindness is. No, you don't. Because the Greek mind kindness is not the same as the Kabbalah Iker term for Iyun Tefillah Talmud Torah definition of kindness. Wisdom means you have to relearn everything. You don't know anything. Everything you knew or know needs relearned, which means re-preparation, so that you're learning and praying and mazel connection to God actually means something. You know, I come from a family of 5 kids. Do any of you people come from a family? Does anyone here have a family? You know what the problem with families are? Of the 5 of us, only my oldest sister and I have the derech eretz to reacquaint at this side of life. Realizing that, I'm not who I was at 15. She's not who she was. And we've grown up and we have different lives. She's living in Japan. I live in Israel. And we're finding out we're interesting. We're different. We really don't have that much in common, but that's what makes it interesting family relationship. The other people in the family think that they know who we are from when we were kids. Well, that's just not reality. Okay, if your definition of kindness is kindergarten, literally, come on, Justin, it's not kind of you to not share with Billy. Justin, you're not sharing with Billy. You're not being very kind, Justin. All right, Justin Becker would have a complex that is not what kindness means. All right, just leave me alone. That's peace. No, that's not peace. You don't tell your wife, leave me alone. That's peace. No, it isn't. Life is horrible. That's what life means. No, it isn't. All these Iker words, you don't know what they mean. You know what they mean in the Greek Klippa world, which we all know, but the davening is not that. The davening wants you to know what it really means. So you have to learn and study and learn the Iker terms so that you know how to pray, so that when you are in prayer and you're going pretty good, right? It's going pretty good. And all of a sudden it says, and remember, I'm making this up, right? You're praying, it's going good. And it says, God bestow your kindness as you are kind to Yaakov. How many of you would know what that meant? I know I wouldn't. I would say, what do you mean kind to Yaakov? How is God kind to Yaakov? Do you really think that the prayer is, hey, God, thanks for being a cool dude and really nice to Jacob. Thanks, man. No. So there's some kind of an Iker that God kindness Yaakov. You got that? There would be some kind of an Iker going on there. How many of you ever heard of the Magen Avraham? That Abraham, God is the shield of Abraham. I had to look that up because I don't know about you, but I don't know what a shield of Abraham even means. I don't recall using that terminology in my daily life. Well, Justin, it's been great having lunch with you. I'll pay the bill, and thank God for the Magen Avraham, Justin. Thank God for the Shield of Abraham. Yeah, cheers. I don't know what the Magen Avraham is. I had to look it up. And when you look it up, and you keep looking it up until it's a function God had with Abraham. All these things that are filled in prayer. And everyone's doing the lip service if they even pray. Otherwise, they're just talking to God. And they have no kavana, lechavein b'tfilas. When you have a mastery of Ikar language, as the Ikar language pops up, and because Ikar language always changes, because you have to update your files. Just like on your apps for your phone. Right? If Facebook right now got a facelift, wouldn't all of you have to learn the new Facebook? Everyone would have to learn it new. I can't take this anymore. Where are the groups? Oh, you have to go to your homepage, and you got to click open groups, and that's where your groups are. Oh, shkayach, thank you. I can't find my wall. Well, that's because you're looking in the wrong place. Facebook updated itself, and you got to click on your name, and then your wall pops up. Oh, okay, shkayach, thank you. Every day you have to update your files. Because guess what? When I woke up today, Loretta was different, John was different, Justin was different, Loretta was different, and Miriam was different. How about that? Every day, these people change. They're not static cartoon characters. You got to update, learn their new language, heaven and everything else, right, Loretta? I now have to know what that means. Everyone learns new buzzwords. Everyone learns new spiritual Ikar and wisdoms. And if you don't keep up, then you're not going to be in their life because you're not going to understand them. And when they speak, you have no kavana. And they're going to get tired of you real quick. And only with wisdom can you keep up with the changes. So the more we live as people, your definitions and Ikar terms are going to change. So you think you know what kindness is, but when Justin Becker calls and says that he found a new definition of life, Chaim, or Chesed, whatever it is, and your Mayan Nukvin, your waters in your body are jumping around with excitement, you have a problem now. Because all of your davening is outdated and old. You can't daven anymore. Justin ruined it for you. Because you had a definition and he expanded on it. That means you better take Justin seriously. You better go look it up. You better figure it out. And when you come back to prayer, and it might be a little while, you might need time off. If you're serious about it, and then you put it together and you say, wow, so that's what that word means. And then you go about your business and you pray. That's called preparation. L'chavein b'tfilas. If you don't prepare because you are subjected to your nefesh, you're going to be a liar. And God says, he who stands before me he who lies may not stand before me. If you try to get to the internet today with Windows 3.1, will you be successful? No, you will not be successful. And you can complain all you want to your friends. Stupid internet. I got a computer. It was made by the best in 1993. I paid $4,000 for my computer. And you blame the whole world, but you're not going to get on the internet. You can assume that prayer is the internet. and you have to constantly update your files. Make your words sharp. Like any tool, words are tools. Sharp, collected, poignant, so that you can properly pray. In fact, one of the definitions of kavanah is focus. Sharp precision of the mind. That's what it means, Iyun Tefillah. And Talmud Torah. And you know what? I was going to do a thing today, and we got on this trip, so we're going to save it for next time. But I don't want to explain this anymore. So now when we jump in next week, let's assume that we understand Iyun Tefillah and Talmud Torah, and the only reason why we'll revisit it is if our files get outdated. Because we're never done. You're always going to work on a definition of lechavein betfilas, Talmud Torah, Iyun Tefillah. At least now we're kind of getting there. Lehis boinen. What does it mean, Lehis boinen? It means to meditate on the words. Ulachshov kol davar. And to consider everything before it comes out of your mouth. So as you're saying it, you're connecting to it as it leaves your mouth. That's the secret of Sefer Yetzirah, by the way. The power of creation is in the words that you speak. So when you meditate on the words that you speak, that's how you find shalom. You essentially need to be praying in a state of shalom. It's the refined state. That's why we conclude the Shemona Esrei with that word, shalom. All right, so let's stop there. I hope now we're increasing our awareness of prayer, tefillah, Iyun Tefillah, and it is simply, it is not enough to just speak from your heart. As contrary as that popular message is going around these days, it's not enough. Please give me the definition of ikr again. Ikr is the essence of a word that is camouflaged by the perversion of the word. John Pring is just some guy who comes to my class. That is the perversion to the ikr called there is a neshama in the world called John Pring that matters, and his thoughts, speech, and action mean something and matter. Those are all ikr. When you McDonald's it, you lose the ikr, and it's just some guy. So imagine, there's a word, John, called life, chayim. The ikr is when it means something. When the Torah speaks it, it means something specific. But when we pervert it and say, oh yeah, life. So the ikr, it has meaning, and it is always in danger of perversion by not taking it serious. All is in the hands of heaven except for the fear of heaven. Anything you take serious will reveal the ikr. Iyun Tefillah is saying to take your prayer serious. To consider everything you say. To listen to what you say. As it enters your mind, pay attention to your thoughts. Allow your own thoughts to matter. Allow your words to matter. Just speaking from the heart is like, it's like, I heard a guy who considers himself an author because he writes blog posts. You are not an author if you write blog posts. That's called data. Don't be confused by data. Hi, God, it's me again. Yeah, I'm really upset. These people upset me. They didn't give me what I wanted. And then you go on Facebook. Hey, everybody. Just got done praying 5 hours today. I love God. God loves me. We're all a happy family. It's amazing to be with God. I love God. Yoo-hoo! That's called data. Data. When you actually listen to what you're saying, quality, not quantity, your thoughts, your speech, your essence becomes filled with the ichor. You start to realize that you have meaning in your words, meaning in your thoughts, meaning in yourself. Other people have meaning in their thoughts, selves, and speech and everything. And ultimately the Torah, i.e. the word of God, has meaning, and that's called ichor. Thank you for listening. Be well.